So I found this free project with stems, and stems are just individual audio tracks, so I've downloaded them from the Xerus YouTube, and I have them open here, so all I'm going to do is drag them into my Pro Tools session. Oh. Now I want them to start right at the beginning, so I drag them over a little bit, and now I have all of these stems, so we can use these stems to look at the mixer in Pro Tools first. I'm going to skip to right here where most of the instruments come in. You'll hear all of the stems playing at the same time. Great, so we have all of our tracks in here. Now I'm going to open the mix window, and actually I'll show you the shortcut for the mix window is Control equals. So there we go, we have all of our tracks, including our tracks from earlier sessions. And we'll be able to start mixing this however we like. So I'm going to bring everything down a little bit. Okay, so the first thing we'll see are the inserts and sends. So these inserts will allow you to add different plugins to each track, so maybe an equalizer. And I'm just going to pull up a few so I can show you some of these, maybe a compressor. So you're kind of limited with Pro Tools first, but it does have the basics. It has reverb. With these inserts, all we do is click on the insert to show it in the active window. So we can also bypass these by either control clicking on it, you'll see it turns it blue, or the bypass toggle on the actual plugin window. So bypassing means it turns it off. Say you want a master reverb auxiliary track, so let's create a stereo auxiliary track, and then we'll send everything out on bus 1 and 2. Once you add your send to bus 1 and 2, you'll notice that it starts at -infinity. So you'll have to adjust that as you go. So I'm just going to drag over this reverb to our new auxiliary track. And we also need to make sure the input is set to bus 1 and 2. So you'll see this track is sending out bus 1 and 2, and this track is receiving input from bus 1 and 2. So once I actually increase this level a little bit, you'll see it's starting to get information. I'll increase it more. It's getting more audio as I increase it. So say I wanted it to be a master reverb, I just copy all these. I would have to spend a lot of time adjusting the level that I could create a master reverb. So let's not worry about that for now. So really the trick to the mixer is learning how sound is routed through the mixer to different tracks. So say you have auxiliary tracks or the master track and the master track. So there's some settings you'll see. Of course we have our faders, which allow you to adjust volume. We have panning. So for stereo tracks, you're going to have left panned all the way left and right panned all the way right by default. You can mess with this, but with a stereo track, we just want to leave it. For instance, with a mono track, like our click track, we can set that individually because it's just one audio channel. You can get to some of the same settings you can get to from the edit window also in the mixer, like record, solo, mute, and input monitoring. So in the next video I'm going to take you through the equalizer and the compressor, just using some presets to show you how you can add them to your mix.